Welcome to the Board 360 video channel. My name's John and we're going to take you through a quick video today which shows you how to try on a new wetsuit, show you the way to try it on, which is the easiest way to try on a wetsuit, and make sure it fits properly, and also make sure that if you do need to return it, that it's in good condition. So let's get started. First of all, where should I be? Most of the time when you put a wetsuit on, when it's your own wetsuit, you're probably going to be outside, yeah? So it's probably going to be a bit cooler. What you don't want to be is necessarily in an enclosed space where it's really warm, because actually you'll get warm, a bit sweaty, things will start to swell up a little bit with the heat. So if you can, I wouldn't say necessarily go outside, but at least go somewhere where it's a bit cooler and there's plenty of space for you to actually get into the suit. Next, what should I wear? Should get as close to what you would normally wear when putting on a wetsuit, but bear in mind that you're trying on a wetsuit, so you want to be hygienic. Okay, so let's get changed. Right, so we're changed now. Not the best look in the world, but hey ho, needs must. So, okay, so let's have a look at equipment first. So we've got a rug, nice little area, nice dry area here when I'm putting the suit on to make sure I don't get any dirt on it or anything. I've got a stool there to help in case I need to sit down when I'm trying it on, put up the legs, and I've got something to put the items onto when I need to. And then me, so I've got a pair of snowboard socks on. These are nice and fluffy, so that when you're putting your feet through the legs, they go through nice and smoothly. I've also got a pair of running tights on. They are super tight, so obviously there's not going to interfere with the fitting at all. They're smooth, help me slide my leg through, and they're hygienic because they're obviously running tight, so I'm not touching, my skin's not touching the wetsuit. If I come up to top half, I'm wearing a rash vest. Again, this is Lycra, so it won't interfere with super tight, and it won't interfere with the fitting of the suit at all. Plus, because it's Lycra, it's nice and smooth, and when I'm putting the suit on, plus it's hygienic. I've taken my watch off, so anything else that's going to snag potentially, then just take it off, any necklaces, whatever. If you can, just remove them. Just helps with the whole process. Now let's look at the suit. Okay, so the suit is going to arrive with a bag on it, okay? You want to keep that bag in case you need to return it. So I know you're going to be amped to try this on, but actually you want to take it out of the bag nice and gently so you can retain the bag, and then just put the bag to the side, making sure you keep it nice and safe and clean. Okay, then we've got the suit, and what you'll also notice here is that there's a tag here. So there's a tag. To keep that intact, keep it on the suit because that needs to be on there for it to come back to us. And we've also got this little tag on the zip. Okay, so that's the suit. This one is a chest zip. So if I just pull that across and do that, pull it over the top. So I want to keep that hanger because if you want to return it, you'll need to return that too. And also the hangers are quite good. They come in handy when you're storing your suit anyway. Put that to one side. So here's the suit. So first things first, make sure you try it on the right way. That is always a classic one. It used to be a lot easier in the old school days when it was back zips only, but now we have all sorts of zips, chest zips, no zips, whatever. So it's a bit harder. So the key thing when you're getting changed, make sure it's the right way around, is the knee pads. So knee pads are always on the front, your knees are always on the front. It's a good little sign. So when you're ready, so first thing is, put your legs into the legs of the wetsuit. So the socks, nice and slippery, so they're helping to get that suit on. So what you want to try and do is get your foot all the way through. Might need a little bit of pulling, that's okay. Just if it's really, really tight and it's ridiculous in pulling, then it's probably too small. So you want to pull it up your leg. And what you want to do, make sure you can see this, is ideally you want to pull the leg up so that it's just above your ankle, because that's where it's going to sit. And you want to spend a bit of time pulling everything up so that actually the knee pad is properly on the knee and that lower half. So what that will mean is when you come to put on the rest of the suit, you're not trying to pull that bit on as well because that bit's already sorted. So this is where you might need the stool. Let's see how I go with this one. So put the other leg in. There we go. Again, pull it up as much as you can. Again, pull this one up so that it's as snug on your ankle as you can get it, and then pull up the rest of the suit around the knee so that the knee is all sorted. Okay, so I'm pretty much there. So now I'm at this point where suit is pulled up to my knees, maybe a little bit there. It's well worth the effort pulling it to that point, because this bit will go a lot smoother. So now you're ready to pull the rest of the suit up. Okay, here we go. Over your rear. So you can see the benefit there is that the crotch is where it should be pretty much already. Whereas if I didn't bother down here, I'd be trying to pull this up and it's all snagging at the bottom. So put it up as much as you can. Okay, so now that's the bottom half done. And again, it's worth adjusting the bottom half as much as you can so the crotch is in the right place at this stage. Okay, so now we're into the top half. So what you want to do is almost the same procedure here. Is you want to get your arms in and you want to make sure that it's pulled up the wrist, just sits on the edge of the wrist there. It's up to the elbow, and again, this means that when you do the final manoeuvre, you're not having this bit trying to get into the suit or pulling on the suit. It's already in there already. So you want to do the same on this side. You see I'm pulling this up to my elbow, so that's all snug. And then this bit should go up relatively easily. Okay, so now suit is pretty much there. Okay, so with a little bit of jigging around, and when I pull the neck over, it should start to slip into place. The hard thing is about when you put a wetsuit on, and you're dry, and you haven't got slippery stuff, and you're all starting to get a bit warm, is it all starts to snag up a little bit. So you've got to allow for that a little bit. You want it to be tight. So let's get the neck over. There we go. Neck's over. And then just want to secure the zip. Again, being careful with tags, etc. So tags are all in place. Brilliant. The suit is now on. Now, with a little bit of flexing around, that should all start to settle down. Okay, cool. So that's trying the suit on. In terms of fit, so there's a few key things that we want to talk about with fit. Ideally, it should sit nicely around your wrists, about there. Also, it should be relatively tight, so you have no water going up through there. To both sides. The same with the ankles. So on this one, that's probably about the right length. Just sits just above the ankle. Again, nice and tight, so it's not going to let any water in. Okay, so let's have a look at the rest of the fit. So knees, where the knees should be, which is always handy. The groin, so this is sitting slightly down on the groin, but I think that's because I've got other stuff underneath, so you need to allow for that a little bit, but ideally that's snug little fit around your groin area. Coming up to the rest of the body, the check here is that you're looking for any loose material that might be around here. So as you can see, there's small amounts, potentially small amounts of loose material, but nothing too much. If you get a little bit here, that's okay. It depends on your size and the arch of your back. You might get a little bit there. But generally you want it to be as close to your body as possible. Come up through the arms. The other area that can be a bit tricky, under the armpits. you're always going to get the design with the suits. You're always going to get a little bit of loose neoprene there, because obviously when you're paddling, you're going to be stretching that area. So you want a little bit of looseness there, but not too much that's flapping around and allowing for any water to go in there and rest in there. So again, that's a relatively good fit. And then around the neck, you obviously want to make sure it's a nice fit around the neck and it's comfortable. It will feel tight. That's where these rash vests are really handy when you're trying them on, and when you're out in the water anyway, because they act as a nice piece of material to stop any abrasions around the neck. And then obviously the shoulders. So, give yourself a bit of a windmill arm action just to see how that feels. And again, you're looking for, you want it to be, the key thing is that with a suit is you want it to be tight, because if it's tight, there's less chance of water going in and water coming out. And basically, if the water's going in and out all the time, it's cold water coming in, making you cold, stopping it doing its job. There will be a little bit of water that comes in. It's what I call a wetsuit, because actually the little amount of water that's in there will form a little bit of you'll warm it up and it'll form a bit of a barrier for you, but you don't want water flushing in and out. So it does need to be tight. So don't worry if it feels tight, but worry if it feels too tight that it's starting to restrict. And hopefully do a few bends like that. Does that feel comfortable enough? You can feel it sort of slowly readjusting into shape. If that's the case, then actually maybe it's a good fit. So we've tried it on, we've tested it for fit. So now obviously, if you're happy with it, great. You can then take the tags off and you're ready to go. However, if you're not happy with it, then obviously when you take it off, you need to be a bit careful. So let's run through that routine. So first things first, zip. So undo the zip, nice and gently, and then you got the wetsuit over the neck. Again, just be careful not to pull too hard on the zip area. And then you want to just slowly peel it down your body. So start off with the upper body, just slowly wriggling it down each time. And then pull out. You can't avoid, it's very hard to take a wetsuit off without it going inside out. That's not a problem. It's probably better you do that. There you go. Pull that arm out, which came out relatively easily. There we go. So next thing you want to do then is you want to pull down the suit, down the body. So this is where a chair comes in handy. Peel down the suit, and then one leg at a time. So this is where you can see the clothing that I wore underneath. Comes in quite handy because it all comes off quite easily. When you're in the water, when this is wet, it always seems to be a little bit trickier coming off. Actually, this is coming off quite nicely, so you can see the benefit. And again, when you're taking it off, seeing if you can be as gentle as you can with it, minimise any risk of damage. Now we have the suit. What we want to do, we want to turn it inside out, or back the right way round. So there we have the suit the right way round. We can now do up the zip. So we want to put the hanger in, making sure it's the right way round. Over the top, hangers in. So, suit on hanger, straps in place, check, all looks fine, that's great. And then put it nicely back into the bag. And there you have it. The suit pretty much looks like when it came. So there you go. So that's how to try on a wetsuit, the best way to put it on, how to check it fits, and then how to remove it and how to put it back in its packaging. Thanks for watching. We hope to see you soon.